Hi everyone, it's Tim Dolan here with Taoglas Antennas. I'm here at the CMG Corporation in Plymouth, Massachusetts. CMG is one of the largest police upfitters in all of New England. They asked me to come down here today to help them with the placement of the 2020 Chevy Tahoes and Ford Interceptors and where to place the antennas on the vehicles. Take a look at all these vehicles. My goal today is to give you a short instructional video on how to place and implement a Taoglas antenna in these two police vehicles. To my right is a 2020 Chevy Tahoe, which has a more standard traditional install. And to my left is a 2020 Ford Interceptor, which has more challenges. I'm here with a beautiful brand spanking new Chevy Tahoe. Now, Chevy Tahoes, installing antennas on Chevy Tahoes is relatively easy. The router usually goes in the back here, and there's usually 5 connections, 2 LTE, a GPS, and 2 Wi-Fi. And these antennas support them all. So you connect it in the back, and then you pull the headliner down, you punch a hole in the roof, and then up here you can see our Storm antenna, the low profile antenna, then our Coliseum antenna, and our Synergy antenna. All are great fits for the Chevy Tahoe. It's whatever your preference is. The room between the ribs is actually large enough to fit all of the external antennas. Now, there's a lot of people that are looking for alternatives to bolting the antennas into the roof, and I'll show you that. Traditionally, the Cradlepoint IBR 900 or the Sierra Wireless or the Digero or the Digi radio will go somewhere in here on a plate. And what you can do optimally there is, we have 5 connections on this Guardian antenna. You screw them into the back of the router, you put the 3M tape here, and you adhere the antenna to one of the rear inside windows. And we believe this is the best way to do it because A, you only have 2 meters of cabling versus the 5 meters that go on the roof. B, the price of this right here is half the price of the bolt mount antennas. And C, you can do the installation yourself. Hi, Tim Dolan again. We're in front of the 2020 Ford Interceptor. Many challenges to installing antennas in this new vehicle, because what happens now is factory installed, there's a shark fin antenna already on the roof, and that does the telematics for the car itself. It also does AM, FM radio, it does Sirius XM, that comes factory installed. When you look on the roof, these ribs are really small, so you can't really put antennas between these ribs. So the challenge is, how do you keep that antenna and put in a new Cradlepoint router or a Sierra router or a Digero router in at the same time? Well, what the installers have been telling us is they're taking off that factory fin, and that's how they're doing the installation. Now, if that's how they want to do it, you can do that with any one of our antennas, either our Storm or our Synergy or our Coliseum antenna. But we have a better idea where they'll be able to keep their car telematics as well as add the new router and the first response telematics as well. So again, the router typically goes in the back here. And the way to solve the problem where you don't have to bolt any more things into the roof is to take our Guardian antenna again and screw it into the back of the router and put it on the rear side window. That way you're able to get excellent coverage at a great price and you can install it yourself. Well, some people say, hey, what if I'm using a larger router, like an IBR 1700 that has 10 or 11 connections in it? You can't put one here and one up on the roof. That's multiple antennas. How you get away with that is you end up using 2 of these Guardians. These Guardians have 6 connections each. You put this one in the back of the router and you stick it to the rear inside window over here. You put another one in the back of the router and stick it on the rear side window here, and then you have all 10 or 11 connections that you actually need.